Hey folks, it's Susan Edwards at the Rock Shop at 311 Broadway in historic downtown Paducah, where positive energy works. Here are a couple of crystals. We got an amethyst, a clear quartz, a carnelian palm stone, and a little small standing point like you might use on your altar or maybe in a crystal grid. And as you're using them and working with them or gridding with them, they get energetically dirty. Dirty crystals don't work as well, and they tend to become a little energetically brittle, and so they are considerably more susceptible to breakage, which is like, you don't want your crystals, your babies to break, and you want them to work really well. So just like a surgeon's tools, you wouldn't like finish up an operation and just, put them back in the container and then bring them out the next time. No, you'd clean them. So consider these your tools, and you need to keep them clean. How do you do that? Well, there's a lot of different ways to clean your crystals, and we're just going to talk about a few of them. So the first way is with salt water. So I've got a container and I've put some just plain tap water in it, and in here I have some rock salt, like you might put in your water softener, but any kind of salt will work. So if you've got some table salt in a container, that's fine. Question is, how much water and how much salt? Well, in terms of the water, you always want to make sure that the water is going to cover your crystals. So as you can see here, the standing point standing up isn't going to be enough water. So I would need to lay it down so that the water would completely cover it. You don't want part of the tip sticking out, whether it's a round stone or a pointed stone. So just make sure that the water covers whatever crystals that you are cleansing. Now, I like to add my salt before I add my crystals. So the next question is, how much? Carefully measure. That seems about enough. I'm just kidding. Let your intuition tell you. It doesn't have to be real salty, but put enough in there to make it salty. And then just give it a little swoosh, kind of dissolve a little bit of the salt. And then what you're going to do is you're going to gently put your crystals into the salt bath. The next question is, how long do they need to soak? A minimum of 30 minutes. So this isn't a particularly quick way to clean your crystals. So when you got the time and periodically, you do need to use salt to cleanse your crystals. It's a great way to make sure that all of their stale energy is removed. You do want to be very careful. Not all crystals can tolerate salt water. So for example, I'm going to run a line of crystals that would, a partial line of crystals that would not really respond well to salt because salt is corrosive. If it's already wrapped, I'm going to show you a couple of other ways to clear your crystals of any stale energy. Also, this is a selenite, a raw selenite wand or stick. Selenite is one of our softest stones, and it does not tolerate water. You leave this in water overnight, and you will be sad cookie in the morning because it will have started to dissolve. I know. Who knew? So you got to be a little careful about what you put in your salt water. So now you can just set it off to the side and let the salt do its trick. Why does salt water work? Salt has green prana, and green prana or green frequencies does a great job of breaking up stale energy. Also, salt attracts or sucks up negativity, which is why we're going to dispose of this properly when we get done with soaking it. So this is the simplest thing. You're going to set your crystals aside for at least 30 minutes. And once you come back, you're going to take your crystals out of the salt water and you're going to rinse them thoroughly in clean running tap water. The reason you do that is because you want to get all the salt out. And if you've got a cluster in there, you want to make sure you get all the salt out of the little nooks and the crannies, because again, salt is corrosive and we don't want to damage our crystals in any way. So it's been a half an hour or more, and now we need to cleanse our crystals and get them out of the salt water. So I'm running basic tap water, making sure I get all the salt off, and just envisioning all that dirty, stale energy just going off and being recycled. So I like to get rid of my salt water via the toilet. And just let it go. Ta-da! All that stuff's been flushed. So I hope that this video has been helpful. Have you got a favorite way of cleansing your crystals? If so, put your methods down in the comments below. And remember, give us a thumbs up if this has been helpful in any way, shape, or form. Like our video. Hit the little bell to get notification, because we're always going to be putting out new stuff. And also be sure to subscribe to our channel. We would sure appreciate it. I hope you're having a great day. This is Susan at the Rock Shop at 311 Broadway, historic downtown Paducah. Positive energy, it works. Have a great one.